Cheers.
Cheers. What up, creative world? As you know, we just saw where Kim creates her art. We saw part of her inspiration, a little bit of her history. And right now, the goal with these interviews is just to get a little bit more in depth as to, who is our creative world, who's in our creative world, and how do their world works. Just to give everyone an idea, a little bit insight of each of the people that we're working with, so that we can just get to know everybody. So let's just get to it.
Let's get to it.
You told us a little bit while we were walking around that you've always drawn, but at one point your mom signed you up for a more advanced drawing class, and that's when you met your mentor. Is that where it all started? And if not, where did your creative journey begin?
I think I've always been creative, and I've always been just, I've always just connected with art and the feelings. And Walt Disney was one of my biggest inspirations. I remember I used to want to be one of the people that drew the cartoons. This is before, I'm dating myself, computer animation and whatnot, when they would do the cells and they would paint in the cells.
Wow.
So I remember going to Disney World and experiencing it, before the world just shifted and moved and changed.
Yeah.
But I think when I saw these people painting images, that I was floored. There's actually another piece that's in my bedroom, which a little off limits. Gotta have some boundaries some days with the creative world. But there is a piece that this woman painted of these sheep, and the sheep are actually in a pile, and the colors that were used, they were so soft, and it brought me to tears.
Wow.
I just knew that in that moment, I was like, I want to do that.
You wanted to paint, you wanted to help people you wanted to engage feeling and emotion through something that you created.
I wanted to, and I don't know why, those sheep meant so much to me in that moment. And before I went away to school, the first time when I went to go get my bachelor's, I didn't end up finishing my bachelor's at Maryland Institute College of the Arts, but she gave me that piece. So it actually hangs in my bedroom.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and it's a nice reminder. I really do like to keep the reminder of why I do what I do. And that's what art does for me. It invokes passion, feeling, emotion.
That's amazing. And so now that you got into that point and you started to create, what are some of your ambitions, and what are some of your goals right now as an artist?
So, let's see, my goals right now as an artist, one of the biggest things is I want to show at Art Basel. So that has been a lifelong dream of mine. But I also want to show in New York. I want to show in LA. I want to just paint and enjoy, give back. But, I think right now what I want to do is I want to put on a successful show next week.
So tell us a little bit more about the show. Everyone that is going to see this prior to the show, what does the show mean to you, and how did you kind of come to create that concept? So how did that come about?
So Dancing with My Demons, and it came kind of out of a joke from me and my husband. I remember I woke up one night, and I woke up, thinking about climate change or something along those lines. My husband looks at me, deadpan, and goes, "Is it hell in there?" And it was in that moment I kind of knew I wanted to embrace the monsters that were within, and I wanted to just have fun. If I expose them, it gives them less power.
Yeah, it's almost like facing your fears, right? Like if you're afraid of something, and you start to do it, then the fear almost disappears.
Exactly.
So for you, is this a way of trying to find freedom from these demons, or is it kind of to kind of like get comfortable with it? Is it, are you trying to, how would I ask this? Are you trying to kind of like, have you grown from this experience?
I have, because I think, I put a lot of pressure on myself. As creatives, we want to have all of our ideas be so profound and mean so much. And this one, I just wanted to have fun. And I get my best ideas when I'm running on the treadmill or when I'm driving in the car with music blaring. Music is always blaring. And, when I think about things, I have these visions in my head. And it's funny, if you see the doodles, all the doodles are just like little line figures.
Yeah.
But for some reason, if the idea is not up to a certain level, I squish it.
Yeah. And you kind of shut it down before you have a chance to go a little deeper into it.
Exactly. So why not release it?
Yeah.
Why?
So what shifted this time around? Why was this different this time?
I think things started to shift because the world shifted. We have a pandemic happening, Black Lives Matter movement. We have a lot of things that are happening in the world, and it's, when I think about things, it's just, I want to, sorry, like I'm trying to, yeah, I know, it's like, when you get in a zone and you try to say something, and like, this is exactly it, you try to say something fucking profound, and you're just like, a mental block. But when it, can you ask the question again?
Yeah, well, I was asking, so you said that sometimes you come up with ideas, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes those ideas, if they're not profound enough, you kind of shut them down. And you also explained the fact that with your show, you kind of wanted to be a little bit different. You just wanted to have fun with it.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, like, what shifted for you, right? Like, I'm trying to understand, like, how is this show, or this experience has been different from your other artistic experiences?
I think it shifted because I took a leap of faith. I remember calling actually you or texting you and being like, hey, I want to do a show. But all the things that have changed and shifted have come directly from me being in a graduate program, from me confronting a lot of myself in order to be a good creative arts therapist. I'm digging deeper. And when it comes down to it, to be a creative arts therapist, you have to let go.
Yeah. So is this show kind of like a way of you either like proving to yourself, or is this a way of you exercising, like, okay, I gotta do something to kind of like be a better art therapist? Is this show, this experience, part of that?
I don't know. I mean, when it comes down to it, I think I just wanted to let go. And I think I just wanted to enjoy painting. I mean, that's what my creative arts therapy is teaching me, is to enjoy my materials. I don't have to always think that my piece is gonna hang in the Met. Like, sometimes I can just enjoy painting just for the sake of painting.
Just for the fact of you being there. Which is funny because I relate a lot to what you're saying, because I feel like everything that I have to do has to be like this crazy thing, and it has to be outrageous, and I have to like, get to like some outrageous level, and I feel like that causes me more pain than freedom sometimes. So it's interesting, to kind of have that ability to just like let go.
Yeah.
So what are some other things that you've kind of learned from this? This is your first solo show, right?
I've had another solo show in New Jersey, and I've had a couple of like shows here and there, but this is the first solo show that I've taken all of creative control over, and that I had the assistance of all of the mad creatives.
Yeah.
So
how has that been? Like, what has that creative experience been like for you?
It's been great. I mean, obviously, I'm low-key obsessed with you and Jess. I mean, come on. And Wilson's just so professional, and, we vibe so well together. But it also pushed me to do things that I never thought I would do, and I I remember having a conversation with you one day,
Mm-hmm.
and it just clicked in that conversation when you said, be the person you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And if that person knows how to do something, be that person.
Mm-hmm.
Go after that. And
Mm-hmm.
for some reason, it just kind of clicked. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have fun with this. I'm gonna try. And you know what? If I fail, at least I tried.
Yeah, exactly. I love it, and I commend you for doing something like that, because I know it's easy, like for me to say those things too, but it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
So, what are some things that you have done? Like, so since then, are there some things that you have actually done to be the person that you want to be?
Well, I have stepped up my social media presence for me.
And I'm just gonna tell you that like you're killing it, because like Jess and I were like looking through it, just cracking up. And Jess is like, dude, she's so funny. All like the little cat post that you posted of the cat just walking like this. Like you honestly, you're killing it. And I know that prior to that conversation, I feel like I hadn't seen a whole lot of social media presence from you. So that, and is there anything else?
Yeah, I mean, so what I really learned about the show, and what I found so great about you guys and working with you guys, is we bounce ideas off of each other.
Mm-hmm.
And you help me expand my vision, but you also bring me back to the ground when I'm
Mm-hmm.
like overzealous about something.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we were talking about doing merchandise for the
Mm-hmm.
show, we had to really have a serious conversation, because like I had a fucking clothing line going.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And when you were like, just do one thing and do one thing really well.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to really be true and have my voice, and I am a hoodie girl through and through.
Yeah.
And I knew that it wasn't going to feel right unless I did what I wanted to rock, what I wanted to wear. And my poor husband looked through thousands of materials with me, and until settling on something. And I wanted to make sure that it was eco-friendly. I had a lot of things that I wanted to do, because I want to align with my values. And by aligning with my values, I can be the truest form of myself.
Yeah. It's amazing, and I think it's been really exciting to see that whole process happen. I think with every show, we have learned so much as well, just because, at this point we've kind of worked, we've done like, I don't know, like, I want to say at least over 15 shows, yeah, or close to that, like, between our own shows from the creatives and other artists that we've worked with. So it's really amazing to see, kind of learn from that process and see every artist do it differently. And it's been exciting to see you kind of like, flourish and do your own thing, as well. What are you most excited about for the show?
I'm just most excited to be with all my friends. I have a wonderful group of people who support me, who are essentially the reason why I do the things I do. You being one of them.
Oh, thank you.
And this show is almost a love letter. It's a love letter to how far our relationship has come, how far my relationship with myself has come, and it's just exciting to really know that I can do these things.
Yeah. That's amazing. I feel like, that's kind of, for me, that's what's the coolest part, is like when you kind of try something that you were either kind of afraid of or you weren't sure about, and then you just kind of fall into that role and you learn through failure and everything, and then you look back and you go, wow, okay, like I can do this, right? And so now we're about a week out, and how are you, like, in preparation for that? Like, how are you feeling? Like, what's, do you feel comfortable? Do you feel like, you have a lot of stuff to do? Are you, like, how's the last week looking for you?
Oh, I never feel comfortable. I never feel comfortable before, like, and to be honest, I'm a procrastinator.
Yeah.
Like,
Aren't we all?
Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of work, but the thing is I am going to be painting until the moment that I hang that show.
Yeah. I know what the feeling is like.
Exactly, and but that's who I am. I accept it for who I am, what I am, and you know what? It's okay, because everything always gets done.
Yeah.
But, you know, you also don't see me like you're seeing me in, like, the good space.
Yeah.
You know, you don't see me like my significant other sees me when I'm stressed out, like, listening to Kill Switch Engage while I'm trying to paint 3 paintings with one hand. But the thing is it all always works out. And
what has been the most difficult part about the whole thing?
The most difficult part, and I say this all the time, it's been the email corresponding to getting the hoodie right, to, you know, to really doing those little things, those what do you call them? I'm sorry, I'm having a mental block. To do the administrative work.
Okay, so doing all of, like, you know, the coordination with people, communicating, so kind of outside of the actual, like, paint on canvas in a way.
Exactly, like, and I think it's actually good that it's been so difficult for me, or like, that is the hardest thing for me, because once I get to the canvas, I'm so fucking excited to be there that I just lose myself. And it's not a chore to be there. You know, all the other stuff. And I kind of had to learn that balance. It's still, I'm a work in progress, just like everything else. But it's good to keep growing and evolving and learning. And, you know, just being present for this all. You know, and to see it all come together.
Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, obviously, I've seen you work a lot. I've seen it at a couple of the shows that we had and we've collaborated on. And today, I get a sneak peek of all the goodies that we're going to have, so it's exciting to see all of it. What has been some of your inspiration for some of these pieces? Do they all have a story? Are all the pieces completely new pieces? What's some of the background on that?
So most of the pieces are new pieces. You know, I made a decision that I really wanted to kind of go crazy with what was in my mind. And when an idea came up, I just followed it. Some of them, there are a couple of older pieces, like my meditation in death painting, which is the Buddha with the skull and the belly. And I like to show those, but I always want to keep improving. I always want to keep building off of that, but a lot of the inspiration comes from, honestly, a lot of my inspiration comes from song lyrics. Most of my inspiration comes when I'm listening to music, driving someplace, and an idea will pop in my head. It's the worst when I'm trying to go to sleep and a good idea pops in my head, and I'm like, oh, I'll remember it in the morning, and then it just goes.
Yeah, ideas they'd never, you know, like if they don't find something to kind of attach to, I find like they keep moving until they find something to channel it, to be channeled through. Exactly. Which is a very interesting kind of like weird idea to think about.
Yeah, if you don't catch them, you know, they just go on to the next person.
Yeah, it's like Pokemon, gotta catch them all.
Exactly, you gotta catch them all. But some aren't meant to be my ideas. Some aren't meant for us. They're meant for another person.
True. So what else do you have? So once this show happens, what are some of the other things that are happening within the Anchored Artists, you know, future?
Well, within the future, I mean, I'm continuing my education, which is just super amazing. What else am I doing? Oh, I'm going to be showing at the Firm Art Gallery in Bridgeport. So I'm going to be showing there actually for the Bridgeport Art Walk.
Wow.
That's going to be happening a week after my show.
Nice.
So yeah. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So I put up the show on the 7th. Well, you know, I put up our show on the 7th, and then I bring my other pieces, my duality pieces, over to Bridgeport for the 8th for the 14th.
Wow.
And then I'm going to have a show in March, a solo show in March at the Firm Gallery.
Oh, wow. So you got a lot of stuff kind of already planned ahead. That's exciting.
It is. It's what I always wanted.
Yeah, that's amazing. So a lot that I talk about is kind of this idea of being a professional artist.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out for myself, like, what does that mean, right? I've learned that, if you want to do anything, you have to kind of like define it, right? Like you have to have your own definition of success in order to kind of achieve it. So I'm curious for you, what is your definition of a professional artist?
So my definition of a professional artist is essentially just to show your work and to, maybe make some money off of your work, but a professional artist is whatever you think it's going to be. It's different for each person. A lot of professional artists have side jobs, so a professional artist is someone who does what they do because they cannot not do it.
That's amazing.
And, I have another job and I work at a nursing home right now to support my art. And, I have the privilege right now while I'm going back to school to have a part-time job and to really focus on my art. But, we do the things we do because life just isn't worth living without having that creative outlet.
Yeah. And what would you say for a creative who is out there aspiring and struggling to, find themselves in their art, or just trying to, kind of actually make a move? Someone who's maybe scared to actually try something. What are some words that you would give a aspiring creative? Just
keep going. Try again. If you fail better. It's okay. We hear that phrase and that quote a lot. We miss 99% of the shots that we don't take. And it's hard. It's not easy being an artist. You do it because there's no other option. It's a calling. And only a few people will answer that call and will stay up late painting, or will be answering emails while they are on a break at their lunch or at their other job, or they'll take another job so they can afford to have art, or to do what makes their soul just be set on fire. But
and when you are, if someone is in that place, right, and they're struggling to keep going, what are some things that, like when you are going through a tough time, what's a way that you kind of like get over the hump, or like if you are having, any doubts or anything like that, like, first off, let me ask you that. Do you ever have any doubts? Do you have any things that you have to kind of overcome?
100%. But you find a community. You find other like-minded people. You find people who enhance your well-being, who enhance your life, and you choose them. I think, but yeah, I have moments when I just want to break down and cry and be like, is this all worth it?
Yeah.
Should I just give it all up? Should I just pack it all up? But I know myself. And when I'm not painting, I'm not happy. I'm not the fullest version of myself.
Okay.
But those moments do happen, and you lean on the people that matter. You lean on the people that tell you it's okay to keep going. I remember one day I was driving all around. I was bringing art to Bridgeport, and then I had to be at work for 4 o'clock and work my shift. And I literally said to my husband, is this worth it? And he goes, yes, all of the work that you're doing right now, it's going to pay off, I promise. and just having that person in your corner, even if it's one person, it doesn't make you feel so so alone.
Yeah, I feel like it's important to kind of be, and that's something that I kind of remind myself all the time. And I always tell people that, you know, you have to kind of surround yourself with people who are going to, you know, feel your fire and not try to extinguish it. You know, people that are going to encourage you to keep going, because, you know, it's so hard to get caught up. I think especially in the creative world, right, where people are trying to do things that are not comfortable and normal. Everyone is like, kind of, you know, you're not going to make money, or this is not a real job, or this or that. And they're kind of discouraging other people, right? Like, because you have a dream or you have a crazy idea.
Yeah.
So, you know, surrounding yourself with people who are really going to support you, I feel like is like, it's a key.
Exactly. And I've lived through it. I mean, I have literally, in the 3 years that you guys have been a part of my life, I mean, I have, as you saw, a lot of work. But a lot of my work has been created as a result of having an artistic community, having you guys reach out to me and be like, hey, we're having a show, you want to do something?
Yeah.
And I literally will paint until the day of the show just to have it there. It pushed me into a new limit, because as artists, we identify as being loners. Usually it's me and my canvas and my music.
Yeah, okay.
But having people that believe in you, having people that are excited to see you, having people that you can bounce ideas off of, it's so valuable. And it's so valuable to your self-esteem.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I have one more question that I love to ask every person that I meet, and that is, what is your moon vision? And what that question means is that if you could live your ultimate life, right, without any external expectations, without anything holding you back, if, you know, money or people, whatever it is, if you can have your ultimate life doing exactly what you want to do, what would that be?
I'm living it right now.
Oh my God.
I'm living it right now. I mean, listen, I have dreams, I have goals, I have ambitions, but when it comes down to it, I am extremely blessed. I have a person I love more than anything in the entire world. I have friends like you that just enhance my life. I have everything I need right now. My moon vision right now, it's just to be right here, having this conversation with you and having some tea.
Wow, I've never gotten an answer like that. And I feel like I've been on a journey of trying to kind of be more present, and I feel like our conversation has really, you know, kind of brought me there a little bit. I think that was kind of a little theme that I've noticed. And I feel like I notice that a lot when I'm around you. I feel like you're such a person that is so grateful for everything. Every time I talk to you, I feel like so special. You've always made me feel so amazing as a human being, and I hope that you feel the same way. I'm very appreciative of everything that you've done and the relationship that we've built. You know, I'm very excited about the show, for you believing in us to help you put that together. And I'm very excited to just be a part of your creative journey. And I want to commend you for, you know, putting in the hard work. You know, like, you live pretty far, and you've been coming to the lab frequently, and, you know, despite all the emails that we all have to manage and all the hard work, I'm very excited to see everything that you've created, the awesome concept that you came up with, and I can't wait to see the show. So, and I want to thank you for your time and for wanting to be a part of all of this, and I can't wait to see, you know, Dancing with My Demons.
I can't wait for you to see it, but one more thing.
Yeah. Oh boy. This was not planned.
No, it was not planned. This is for you.
Oh,
As as a thank you. You know?
Thank you.
My little burning lotus.
I love it. The water and the fire, the duality.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's just a little gift for you taking the time to be here and to be a part of my life. I am eternally grateful.
Kim, I'm eternally grateful for you. Thank you so much.
I love you.
I love you.